Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another one of my Real Happy Mama stories. Today is another very special mama, and Mette is especially special because not only have we gone through this journey together, but since starting on her own Happy Mama journey, she is now completely changing her life. She is now working with mums herself and is now actually going to become a part of the Reconnect program and helping all of the new mums have their own little transformations in their own way. So I'd love to introduce you to my very special friend and very special colleague now, Mette. Hi, beautiful.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really well. Thank you for telling us all your story, and I'm so excited to introduce you to all of our mamas because, as I said, you're now a big part of our journey with the new women that decide to come on this program with us. But before we get into all of that, let's go back and let's hear a little bit about your story. Where were you when you first decided to start connecting with this program and with yourself?
I was in a heap. Bit of background is that I come from overseas, so I had left all my family and friends to pursue love in the shape of an Australian man. And I think I've always been one to just adapt to whatever situation I find myself in and not really noticing what it would do to me and not feeling what was happening. And at the time that I found you, I had a bit of a meltdown. I was pregnant. I just had my baby when I saw you, but prior to that, being pregnant with him, I had almost like a prenatal depression situation happening that led me to a therapist. And I just felt like I was in this deep, dark hole that I couldn't claw my way out of. The therapy was helping, but it wasn't getting to that extra level of me feeling really happy. My whole life I've never been a particularly happy person, always been struggling with all sorts of issues. And somehow on Facebook came Seek Act Love, which is now Happy Mama, and it spoke to me somehow, and you particularly spoke to me. It felt like every time you wrote something, it really connected with me. It went straight to my heart. So something just kept telling me to sign up to this program. As we've talked about before, I couldn't justify the cost. It was just, and looking at it, it's ridiculous because I can easily spend that sort of money on other things in my life, like beauty products or clothes, but spending that sort of money on my own happiness, I couldn't justify it, which is so ridiculous.
So true.
So I let the first week pass, but back then you were running the program on a monthly basis rather than a 40-day straight. But the second theme came up, and I thought, if this is a sign, I just need to do this for me. Haven't looked back since. It's been amazing.
And so over that time, these little ideas that come about from the program and from what we've done together has just slowly started changing the way you look at things, hasn't it? And it's just been a full 180, hasn't it?
It really has been. I think the main thing that the program's taught me that I had no clue about before was valuing myself and learning that if I don't put myself first, and it's not in like a self-absorbed way. It's just the fact that if I'm not covered on all bases, I can't care for all the people around me. And I've learned through this whole process that as mums, we tend to just sort everyone else's needs out. And I'll still do that in terms of everyone else gets breakfast and then I get to sit down and have my breakfast.
So true.
But if I neglect my own needs, I can't fulfill them. If I'm walking around starving, I'm an absolute wreck and angry and annoyed with having to fix their breakfast. Whereas if I just feed myself first, which never happens anyway, but it's a good analogy.
It's a great analogy.
Everything's just so much easier and everyone's so much happier because they can wait an extra 10 minutes that it gets for me to just and the same goes, it's not like that's a very tangible example, but it's the same for any spiritual or otherwise health practice that I need to value myself first and get myself, it's, oxygen mask analogy as well we've been across.
I love that. And also,
if I can't breathe, they can't breathe.
Exactly. And also you're in even more of an exaggerated situation, I guess, because your husband works away for long periods of time, so you're really a single mum part of the time. And then when he comes back, that's a
without
very
benefits,
Exactly. And then when he comes back, it's a really different experience again. And so in all of that time, there was no space for you, was there? There was no opportunity for you to slow down and focus on yourself and give yourself permission to do something for you. And I've watched what that space has allowed for you to be able to finally connect with.
Yeah.
It's been the big thing for you, I think, too.
Well, my thing was, I'm the only person in this state, in this country, that can look after my kids, because my family and everyone else is overseas. I've got friends, all the friends that I do have here are in a similar situation. So I can't just dump the kids with someone and go walk on the beach for half an hour, because it's not an option. I can't get that space from the kids. So the main thing I've learned is I've had to create that space around them.
Yes.
And it's so possible. And it comes back to like the little things, which all these wonderful women who sign up will learn through the program. It's finding those little snippets of time, and it just works. It has such a big impact, and it's a roller coaster. Once you start with the little snippets, you find that they expand, and it just happens organically. It's not something that you force. You just, once your mind starts going in those circles, it just happens.
Exactly.
Once you get the little, you just got to start. You just need to start.
It is. It's just that tiny little practice, that it starts with. And now...
And that's what's it.
Sorry.
I was just going to go, so now going from looking after myself and savouring a little cup of tea or my shower in the morning, I've somehow managed to find time and energy to study life coaching, the same course that you did, and I'm now a qualified life coach, which has been my dream to work with other women since as long as I can remember, but I've never allowed myself to get to a place in my life and in my heart and mind where I could do that.
That's right.
But I can do that now,
You
and that's
can
just
do
a
it.
flow-on effect.
Yeah, and that's where it started. And so that beautifully brings us to what I've asked you to do, which is, as this program keeps going, I mean, one of the most important parts of this is the support we get from each other, and the support you get from me, and the support that you feel from the tribe, that we're all doing it together. And I do the program every time it comes out, and I know you do too. But
yeah, I'm addicted.
So I really wanted someone to be in there who could support as much as I would like to, because the reality is I also have to look after myself. I've got my 3 kids, but as a lot of you know, I also am writing a book. So I wanted to make sure that all the support I could give to these beautiful mums who decide to sign up could be there. And also I think it's really lovely to have someone like you, Mette, who's done it yourself, and there's that real tangible experience 4 times. She's my guru. She's my groupie. I love it. And so you're now going to be in there. We're going to share the experience together, aren't we? And you're now going to be in there supporting these mums as much as possible to make sure they get the most out of it and answer their questions and be there for them when they need it. It's going to be amazing.
And it's such an honour to be allowed to do that, and I cannot wait to be officially part of the program, not just sort of enjoying myself and giving people my 5 cents, but to actually get to do that properly.
Yes.
Is such a gift. I'm so grateful.
Yeah, well, I know that you're going to be an amazing resource for all of these mums to lean on. So thank you for agreeing to do that, and for everything you do. You inspire me the way that you've turned your life around in such a short amount of time. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you
for everything you've done for my life.
No, as I'm saying to all the mums, I just pointed in the right direction and the rest of you did the work. I didn't do anything other than say, hey, what about trying this? And that's what it's all about. It's just about igniting change. It's just saying there's a different way of doing this. We can be happier.
Absolutely.
Thanks, beautiful.